Hey everybody, happy Monday. As you can see, I am no longer in San Francisco. I made it back safely. Uh, I got to tell you, San Francisco is a place. It's a place that's fun to visit every great once in a while, but trust me, I would never, never, ever want to live there. Primarily because they don't believe in gun rights, but that's a whole different story. Today's an interesting day. Today is the first day of the new California legislature. Both Senate and the Assembly will be doing a swearing in today. They'll be swearing in or swearing at the new members that are going to be coming into the legislature. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I'll be down at the Capitol. That's why, as you can see, I'm all gussied up. So we'll be down at the Capitol, kind of introducing ourselves to some of the new members, as well as getting to meet some of the new staff. And hopefully we'll have a chance over the next few months to introduce all of you to some of those folks. Some of the ones who are supporting our gun rights and some of them, well, who are going to learn to do so. Anyway, today's topic, I wanted to talk with you about Katie Couric. Now, don't switch the channel. I know, Katie Couric. Well, you guys remember she did a documentary called Under the Gun. And in that documentary, she interviewed some folks, asking them questions about gun rights. Specifically, she interviewed the Virginia Citizens Defense League. Now, in the interview, she asked them, about background checks. Well, how do you propose we keep guns out of the hands of criminals and terrorists? Now, the way in which they edited the interview made it sound like these folks didn't have any answers. Well, little did they know that someone actually got a hold of raw footage, raw audio footage of the interview, and lo and behold, and I'm sure this doesn't surprise you, they did have answers, and they responded immediately with what their answers and how they would seek to address that answer was. The question was, and that the video was basically edited in order to make in order to make it look like they didn't have an answer. That it was deceptively edited. Well, the Virginia Citizens Defense League filed suit. And in that lawsuit, they're asking for $12 million for defamation of character because basically what she did was she misrepresented their position. And it wasn't like it was done on accident. It was intentionally done. And so them and then Epix TV, or Films, who's actually helped put it together, they're asking that the suit be dismissed. Anyway, I just thought you guys would find that interesting because, this is actually a new step, and potentially, depending on what happens with this lawsuit, could really open up the doors for a freer flow of discussion and information relating to the Second Amendment and firearms. I've done a number of interviews. If you guys have been anywhere on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, you get a chance to see all of the various media interviews that I do. Well, you would be let's take that back. You probably wouldn't be surprised at the number of times I've done interviews that never make it into the story, or the complete statements that are given during the interviews that actually never make the story. Sometimes they even go as far as to take quotes from other stories or press releases that we did and never even talk to me on the specific story that they're doing. Their whole goal is to, number one, make it sound like they've gotten both sides or they've gotten all sides. But we all know that they don't. It's for this reason. It's the reason why a lot of gun rights groups don't talk with the media, don't deal with the media. But I believe that it's vitally important for us to stand up and make sure that we're part of the conversation.
Talk about the Australia story.
Oh, I'll give you a great example. Billy just reminded me. So I did this interview with this show in Australia. And it was the funniest thing. Go to our YouTube channel, check it out. You'll see it. It's hilarious. Actually, I think it's also in our Facebook videos. So I go on the station. First of all, I get a call, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to talk about gun rights. And we're going to talk about, what's going on and this, that, and the other. And it was all real nice and hunky-dory. Evidently, they didn't think that I was going to do any research into Australia gun rights, crime statistics. They didn't think I was going to do any of that. So they get me on the show, and the first thing that they do is they start lighting into me. And the funniest part about it was that as I started reciting crime statistics back to them about Australia and how suicide rates are at a 10-year high, about how the crime rate, the violent crime rate, has not only not gone down, but it initially went up when they banned gun rights. And as they proceeded to cut me off, and you'll love my response. That's why you got to go watch that video. As they proceeded to cut me off, I called them on it. Anyway, it was so bad. The interview was going so bad on their end that basically they cut the feed. And well, that's how they do. That's how the liberal media does it. That's how they did it in Australia. And I'm sure that's probably not unheard of here in the United States. But getting back to what I was saying before, it's important that we engage, that we talk about these issues. In particular, though, that we make sure that we are informed, that we understand the issues, so that when we do engage with the media, when we do talk about it, we know what we're talking about, and we understand how to deal with them. The first thing they want to do is they want to make us all look like unintelligent, crazy gun nuts. And that's pretty much their perspective. That's what they think. That they want to make us all look crazy. They want to make us all look like we don't know what we're talking about. When in reality, it's them and the individuals who are seeking to ban guns who have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. So anyway, keep an eye on this story, because I really do believe that this could have a major impact in terms of how the anti-gun media covers gun issues. So let's go ahead here and let's check and see what you folks have to say about this particular topic. I know some of you, let me see. I'm pretty sure we're going to get at least one expletive / ... the gun media or the media. Let's see here. Maybe we approach Becerra in a positive light and not set him up an instant opposition. Yeah, so that was about Friday's topic, and just to let you know, it's one thing to say, okay, yes, we're going to be open and we're going to work with you. But the fact is we already know where he's coming from. And he's shown absolutely no inclination that he's going to be going an opposite direction. I hear you, though. Yes, we want to give people an open mind, and I can guarantee you that we will give, should he be appointed, should he get through confirmation, that AG Becerra will get every opportunity to prove us wrong. I don't think he will, but we'll give him every opportunity to prove us wrong. Here we go. Someone saying, oh, he's worse than Harris. That's pretty hard to do, to be worse than Harris. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions or any comments about today's topic? How many of you guys, let me ask you this, how many of you out there actually get any news from the mainstream media? I happen to, because I'm like this. If I only listen to sources that agree with me, then I'm only going to get one perspective. I believe it's vitally important that we get all perspectives, because otherwise, how can we be fully informed? So yeah, I read liberal newspapers or the mainstream media. I don't trust them totally. I don't trust them fully, but at least I check to make sure and find out what information is coming from the other side. That way, I know how to more appropriately answer the questions. Let's see here. Do we have any more comments? A few more comments. California Democrat equals anti-gun. You know what? I'll tell you what, and that's not necessarily the case. If you go and you look at the scorecard that we did, there were actually a few Democrats that actually rated higher than a number of Republicans. So it's not necessarily the case. The Democratic Party in general, yes, is anti-gun, but there are a handful, and I won't even say a handful, there are a few Democrats who actually are not as bad on guns as you would think. Joseph tends to agree with me. Absolutely, positively need to read the other side. Ryan says he agrees. He tries to look for different sources. Fragments. They let me know that an event has happened. Yeah, see, that's a good one. See, sometimes what you can use the mainstream media for is to at least identify that something's happening, work to get some of the facts, or at least the facts as they perceive them. Unfortunately, too often the goal is to be first as opposed to get it right. Just see Ohio State active shooter situation. Oh, wait, it wasn't an active shooter. You guys already know that story. Anyway, that's it for today. Keep an eye on what's going on. I'll get back to you. I'll be talking to you a little bit about, what went on during the inauguration. I don't want to call it inauguration or swearing in today. But anyway, you folks take care, and you guys have a safe week.
If you like these updates, please share them with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel.